Do you know that Muslims have elected 7 women as their heads of states in those Muslim-majority countries? How many women do we have as head of states in the United States?
Reza, be honest, though, for the most part, it is not a free and open society for women in those states.
Well, it's not in Iran. It's not in Saudi Arabia. It certainly is in Indonesia and Malaysia. It certainly is in Bangladesh. It certainly is in Turkey. I mean, again, this is the problem, is that you're talking about a religion of 1.5 billion people, and certainly it becomes very easy to just simply paint them all with a single brush by saying, well, in Saudi Arabia they can't drive, and so therefore that's somehow representative of Islam. It's representative of Saudi Arabia.
Mommy, I don't feel well.
I like Bill Maher. I've been on his show a bunch of times. He's a comedian, but, you know, frankly, when it comes to the topic of religion, he's not very sophisticated in the way that he thinks. I mean, the argument about the female genital mutilation being an Islamic problem is a perfect example of that. It's not an Islamic problem, it's an African problem.
Well, wait, because he says it's a, hold on a second, Reza, because he says it's a Muslim country problem. He says that in Somalia...
Yeah, but that's...
Mommy, I don't feel well.
So, Reza, the question at the bottom of the screen that everyone is looking at, does Islam promote violence?
Islam doesn't promote violence or peace. Islam is just a religion, and like every religion in the world, it depends on what you bring to it. If you're a violent person, your Islam, your Judaism, your Christianity, your Hinduism is going to be violent. So
Reza, you don't think that there's anything more, there's the justice system in Muslim countries, you don't think is somehow more primitive or subjugates women more than in other countries?
Did you hear what you just said? You said in Muslim countries. I just told you that Indonesia, women are absolutely 100% equal to men. In Turkey, they have had more female representatives, more female heads of state in Turkey than we have in the United States.
Yes, but in Pakistan,
stop saying things like Muslim countries.
Women are still being stoned.
And that's a problem for Pakistan. You're
right. So in other words, I just want to be clear on what your point is, because I thought you and Bill Maher were saying the same thing. Your point is that Muslim countries are not to blame. There is nothing particular, there's no common thread in Muslim countries. You can't paint with a broad brush that somehow their justice system or Sharia law or what they're doing in terms of stoning and female mutilation is different than in other countries like Western countries.
Stoning and mutilation and those barbaric practices should be condemned and criticized by everyone. The actions of individuals and societies and countries like Iran, like Pakistan, like Saudi Arabia must be condemned because they don't belong in the 21st century. But to say Muslim countries as though Pakistan and Turkey are the same, as though Indonesia and Saudi Arabia are the same, as though somehow what is happening in the most extreme forms of these repressive countries, these autocratic countries, is representative of what's happening in every other Muslim country, is frankly, and I use this word seriously, stupid.
I think you're going to be sick.
Is Sharia good or bad? Is it good thing for women to get raped, married, and divorced before they reach their period?
That is totally wrong what you're calling.
Is it acceptable? Is it acceptable for women to get raped?
Of course not.
Of course not.
Thank you very much.
Can a woman, can a girl divorce you before she reaches puberty?
In case you didn't know about your Bible, I'll educate you.
Okay. Why does the Quran say that you can divorce her before she reaches puberty? Why? Because I am misquoting it. I am misquoting it. Okay, do you have the Quran with you? And those who no longer expect menstruation among women, if you doubt, then their period is 3 months. And also those who have not menstruated. And those who are pregnant, their term until they give birth. And who fears Allah, He will make him a matter of ease. Under Sharia law, this is what happens. So you think Sharia law is good for mankind? You still think Sharia law is good for mankind after reading this?
I've never heard it before.
Okay.
Yeah, but this isn't Sharia law.
Go and research.
Good, go and research. What's the second one, Hatun?
You can enslave for sex and work. Is this good thing or bad thing? You said Sharia was good. Can you enslave people for sex and for work? Of course not.
The UN says 10 to 20% of Mauritanians live in slavery today.
يبطنا مسرحنا بايقة من الحيوان البقار والغنم والبن وظلوا السراحة ما من نجي نعود مطيشين شي من والله شي تريف يخبط فوقنا التعمار ويبطنا البط الشديد وباني بنا كاملين شاكين كان يبطني بعد يبطوني كاملين يبطونا بالعمد وبالدبابيس وندوروا فيهم حقنا كامله ويظن كنت تركن لا تركتهم هم المخالدين لا تركتهم لكن المخالدين.
According to teachings of Allah, according to Islamic law, woman, wife can be beaten.
Okay, let's read what the Quran says. So we read it, yeah?
Yes, please.
This is what the Quran says.
Talk about your own faith.
Men are in charge of women and what has Allah given over other and what they spend for their wealth. So righteous women devoutly obedient and guarding their husbands. But for those wives whom you fear arrogance, first advise them, then forsake them in bed and strike them. Thus, Surah 434.
هذا أول شيء. عظوهن مرة مرتين ثلاث 14. إذا ما نفع اهجروهن في المضاجع. ما ينام معها، يعني يزعل عليها، يقاطع كلامها بحيث أنه خلاص ما يتكلم معه. يجي يتغدى تقول له كيف الحال ما يرد عليها. طيب تبغى شاي ما يرد عليها. اهجروهن، يهجرها في الكلام، يهجرها في المضجع، لا ينام معها، ينام في غرفة ثانية، بيان لها أني أنا زعلان. لا نفع معها هذا ولا هذا. إيش الحل الثالث؟ طبعا الضرب على الوجه ما يجوز حتى في الدابة. حتى الإنسان لما يضرب له دابة، لو مثلا الناقة تريدها تمشي، ناقة ولا أكرمكم الله وأكرم السامعين حمار تريده يمشي، ما يجوز تضرب على الوجه. فإذا كان هذا الوجه يا جماعة فما في الدابة فما بالك بالإنسان.
Under the law of Allah, under the Sharia, Muslims will kill and they will get virgins in paradise because they killed non-Muslims.
Wow.
Under the Sharia law.
Wow.
You will be terrorized. Under the Sharia law. Your things will be stolen.
Yes.
And joining the war, they will be taking you as a booty. Unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
Under the Sharia law. This is the most famous one. Even it goes moral standards of human beings. Under the Sharia law, Muslims can lie. They can practice lying and lying and lying to honor their religion.
To strengthen their religion, they can lie and lie and lie again.
Sharia law is not acceptable.
Sharia law is a shame.
Sharia law takes the value and dignity of men and women.
Yes, it devalues human life.
Sharia law goes against human rights.
It does.
Sharia law goes against everything. Sharia law goes against what identifies as people.
Yes,
Sharia
the human
law,
dignity.
Sharia law does not and will never give you freedom of speech.
The only freedom of speech.
Under the Sharia law.
No speaker. We can't do this under Sharia law. Even some Muslims, they want us to pick up this Quran because it's on the ladder. I mean, we can put the Quran anywhere we want to. But under Sharia law, you can't even put the Quran on the ladder or on the floor. That is Sharia law. So come to Jesus. You don't have any problems with Jesus. You have freedom. The law of God says, love God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, and love your neighbor to the same degree as you love yourself. That's the law we abide with. not Sharia law, but the love of God. That is the law we have. Come to know Christ.
Thank you, brother.
God bless.